Okay, today I'm going to get started on this project. This is probably a 70s maybe horse livestock trailer that I picked up off Marketplace for 200 bucks. So she actually wanted one to haul her sheep and stuff around. So came across a good deal on this one. And yeah, she just needs a little bit of love. Then those tires came with it. So I need to put them somewhere. Rip all this wood out and see what we got. I know we got some rust issues up front. I know we need to rebuild the suspension on this trailer. And probably check all the bearings. Then new tires. Then replace that lip around the front there somehow. Before we do a whole lot of anything, this trailer did not have a jack on it. So this one I saved off of my old camper I got rid of. The plan is just to weld it on there. So I guess I need to take it over there and grind off them ears. Mark what height I want it to be at. And bring the welder over here and get that buzzed on. Let's do that because this thing looks like you could just pick the tongue up and set it on a trailer hitch, but you can. It's actually really heavy for some reason. So I figure it'd be best to go ahead, get that on there to make it a lot easier to unhook and hook. And got this jack all polished up. I think right in there is where it needs to be. I'll make sure I got room. I don't hit my hand on this. It's right in about there. Right about there, that's where it needs to be. Yeah, it's good there. Heck yeah. Alright, got all the wood stripped down. So now I need to go around this thing and make a list of stuff I need and get everything ordered. I'm probably going to replace the sheet metal on each side because heck, it's not even welded in. So both sides, maybe that front nose cone too. I'd like to do all of them. Then I got to add some structural reinforcement for the wood to sit on and fix. I didn't even notice this when I bought it, but this is rusted off where it holds the leaf spring back here. All the other ones seem to be fine, just this one. So the other side is still solid, but let's see if I can get a new arch thing, fab one up. But yeah, so made good progress today. Got the jack put on, so that turned out nice. Yeah, I may do this nose cone around here where it's 8 out at the bottom, all the way up to this door here. And then I think the top's pretty decent. There's some rust holes, but we can probably patch them. Yeah, so guess we'll come back whenever we get to doing some more on this. Alright, back on this thing today. I got some new metal. I pulled this sheet out so I could see what gauge sheet metal it was to order some. So I have that, and I got some metal put there and up there where that's 8 out. So I got the plasma cutter going. I'm going to just start cutting all this rusty stuff out. So let's get to it. Alright, I'm going to try to recreate this bend because that other side was rotted out with this piece of angle. So my game plan is going to be to try and heat it with a torch and maybe get it to bend. I don't have like a forge or anything where I could. Spring hanger. There we go. Yep, there's no bushing left in that. But I've made this piece of metal, I just gotta drill it. Get this lined up good. Cut a bunch of that crap off of there. Well, I was wanting to get this out to see what size I even needed. Not the right size. Because I want to, before I weld it, I want to have it bolted in, clamped in. So hopefully I get everything lined up. there's that. Alright, got my hole drilled. And brought the wrong size wrench. Got a gap right there, so we'll have to fill that in with the welder. So, grab the wire brush and get to welding. Okay, made some good progress today. Got, I think, all the structural stuff done. Got this put in. I still need to weld up those relief slots I cut in here. Got the door put back on. Then in here, I got this back cross member replaced. It was rotted out. Y'all seen we got the spring hanger. And I got a new front cross member because that was completely gone. So that was left over 4" by 4" angle, 1/4 inch thick, so it's plenty heavy duty. So yeah, I believe we're good with all the structural stuff. Gotta cut some more stuff, and I got the sheet metal sitting over there on a pallet. Maybe tomorrow we'll try and cut out these panels. So yeah, I guess we'll pick back up there. Alright, we are set up to cut out the panel for right here. So I got the new metal here. And if you want to get a really nice cut with your plasma cutter, get your line, get you a straight edge. It's ideal if it's not wood, but that's what I had. Clamp it down where this rides that line as you pull it. Keeps you a straight cut. So I'll set y'all up and see if we can get a good cut. Hopefully this thing works right today. Maybe. Does, I forgot, I gotta notch out that part in the back right there. I gotta shim that up. Can't play just a smidge. Okay, I went ahead and took a marker and just went all around these areas that I will not be able to get paint to after it's installed, so I can get at least primer on all these areas, like where these wheel arches and stuff are. So that way, hopefully this thing will last longer, is the plan. But of course, before I weld these in, I want to clean all this up and get paint all in here. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I want to go ahead and get these cut. I'll cut this other one. It won't be too bad. It's just got that little notch out right there. And then this front one here, I got some more work to do. I hate that that's rotted right there, because I was wanting to split it right on that seam. But instead, I think 4 foot hits like right in here somewhere. So I'll just have to split this all the way around, take this little door off, and run it to here, and that's where that will stop. And then I'll just have to have a little piece to continue on around. That way all this is good. But yeah, I'll get this piece cut and maybe get some primer on both of them and go from there. Okay, now I got the center door out. I think I'm going to split this at the bottom of the window, because that seems to be up out of the rusty stuff. And the 4 foot will actually hit like up here. But I think I'm going to cut all this right here and see how that's going to work. Then, you know, my big sheet down here will stop here. And then I'll just need a little strip right across there. And my goal is going to be to tuck the new metal up underneath the back side of that metal, if that makes sense. So the water won't try and go in, it'll just keep going down. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So I'm going to get this all marked up and get ready and cut this out. Go behind the jack, then somehow up underneath where are you at?
I'm actually putting down some fasteners. End up like doing
Yeah, like
inways
towards me.
towards you.
Yeah, just push like straight. You can not go.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's all it's got.
Alrighty. What you got on here? This might have been part of my bad engineering. Let me see the problem. What did he hit? Oh, because it's dead again stacked.
What is it? Oh, that.
This right here, but it needs to go another.
Yeah, it's touching again.
Gotta go all the way in. Put it behind this one. Stick it way out.
And then stick it underneath there.
Yeah, put it under this one, let it go back, and then I'll bend it and push it under this one. It's kind of a puzzle here. Are you ready?
Yep.
Man, these are so much easier to handle with two people. They're so flimsy, they're a pain in the Alright. Get around where you can stick it. You bow it under?
Try to push this a little bit. Pull it back to yours this side.
You can pull out on that a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, push it. Right there. Okay, good. Alright.
Alright, now push back towards me.
Alright. We win.
Keep on going. Whoa, hold up. Alright, give her a good push. That it? That's all she got?
I'll say, let me do a little more.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Alright, I got the two side pieces put in. So, they're just tacked up. I'm going to finish welding these pretty good, but the cheap welder decided to stop working. So I'm going to have to find a better welder for that. But the nose cone, I got it all tacked on there. So of course I got to trim around these windows and stuff, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to hide this seam here. But we'll worry about that when we get there. I definitely want the metal on the inside so water sheds. Seems like it's going to work good. And I got to fill in all these little screw holes. Oh, still quite a bit to do, but I need to source a better welder to get this finished. So put it back inside and we'll come back when I get around to it. I think I found the solution to my welder problems. So this company Simder, I was looking for a welder where that other one quit working, and they reached out and offered to send this to me. And it's supposed to be 10-in-1. Thing's supposed to do a lot of stuff. If it actually does it, I will be pretty impressed. So I'm a little biased, being that if it's not a red or blue machine, it's probably not worth having. But I have this cheap plasma cutter and it does okay. Earlier, as you seen where I was welding this, the cheap Harbor Freight MIG I had decided to stop working, which those welders are not much, but I think that one was given to me, so yeah. So I'm pretty excited to try this one out. If this thing works and does everything it's supposed to do, this will be a game changer for in the garage. So it comes with all kinds of stuff. It's supposed to be a stick welder. That's what we got here. It's supposed to be a plasma cutter, plasma torch. It's also supposed to be a TIG welder, which is pretty cool, and a MIG welder. Along with, it has option to buy an accessory of like a spool gun. So that would be pretty sweet. So I'm going to get this welding cart cleaned off, because if this one machine will fit on here, that would free up a lot of space. Usually I have, this is a stick welder, those of you who don't know. It's whatever all that stuff is, and it's a phenomenal stick welder. But most of the time I need to MIG weld stuff. And having like that cutter piled on here, MIG welder and piled up underneath, and it's just a conjumbled mess. So if this machine would do that, that would be awesome. And also, it's 220 or 110, which is kind of cool. So it even comes with an adapter to do 110, which I probably won't use that. I always just run everything off 220, but yeah. Let's get this cleaned off, and I'll start setting that thing up. Alright, so set this up for flux core wire, because I don't have any gas and it's a Friday night, so I won't be able to get any until Monday. But I'm going to try and feed all this through. So I guess I'll plug it in, and this will be the first time turning it on. Hopefully all goes well. Here we go. This might be satisfying. Let me set this up. Mixed gas, pulse MIG, TIG, plasma, flux. That's what we want. I think the package wore off, but I think that's 030 wire. Alright, let's see if it'll feed this through here. Try and hold this straight. Oh, how will let me crank it up too. Oh yeah. Alright, and we got it out this end. What I have is all these tips and stuff they sent with it. It's all in metric. So, I mean, not the end of the world. You just have to convert it to not metric. It's probably not a problem if you don't live in the U.S., but tip on. We don't really need a nozzle for this, but I'll screw it on so I don't lose it. I mean, I think it's metal. Yep, it's metal. Okay. I mean, it looks nice, if nothing else. We're here to some more stuff that comes with. I'm pretty impressed with the amount of stuff this thing comes with, though. Like, you got all these different wheels for different wire. Of course, they're all metric, but these are all smooth, so I'll have to put them somewhere they don't get lost. Because for different wire, you gotta have different wheels. I think that's for the argon gas. For the tick torch, I'll put that with this. I'm kind of excited to play with the TIG, because I have not TIG welded since 2017. And you got, I guess it's an extra liner. That, the stinger, it's a pretty short lead, but again, I'm not really after the stick welding part of this. I mean, it might be kind of handy, but I also have a gas-powered stick welder. So, one thing too is these instructions are actually like good instructions, and they're in English, so you can actually like read it, and you know it's not in a different language. Like I mentioned, here's an adapter if you want to run it off a 110. I think it just automatically knows which one it's plugged into. I probably won't use that. We might try it out just for video's sake, but yeah. So I'll set some of this stuff up, try and get this thing kind of organized, and go from there. Alright, got this thing set up. I did end up putting a longer, heavy-duty ground clamp on here. I mean, the other one probably would have been fine. It was just so short. Play with the settings a little bit to get it to do what I want, but dude, that thing welds nice. That actually might be about right. I just guessed. Kind of show you, oh, here's the results I'm getting. That thing welds really nice. So, those two were that. Here's kind of what I was getting out of that Harbor Freight welder. That glob, that. This one done that one. Those, that one, that one, that one. See that blob, that was that Harbor Freight welder. And so far I like it. Put a few more in here and move to the other side. Yeah, and that sheet metal's a little tricky to weld anyways. Alright, I want to try out the plasma cutter on here. So I need to cut this light bracket out right here. It holds like leaves and stuff back here. And I want to mount one up higher. So it's in a better spot and it won't hold stuff and rot that fender out. So I read the book so I could set this up right. Now, think we just select. Plasma. I don't know, 35 amp should cut that, I would say. Let's try this thing out here. Now the stuff is kind of rusty, so I may... Oh shoot! I didn't know this is a pilot oil plasma. We'll let that kick off. Now that compressor's done doing its thing. Maybe we can do it like this. That's way nicer than that cheap plasma cutter. Machine's gonna be a game changer doing fab and welding work at the house, because the two most common things I use is a plasma cutter and a MIG welder, and I never had a good MIG welder. So if it'll do both of them, that's awesome. Then everything else it does is just a bonus. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna turn this around and we'll do some welding on the front. Alright, I went ahead and cut those two pieces out because I had enough extra sheet metal. I can redo them. I cut them down here because this has this nice lip on the top and it's not rusty from there up. So I'm going to do that. I just roughly cut out these openings here for the windows and stuff, and I still need to make one more piece to run around through here. So that's still on the to-do list. But I've done about all I really have time for today, and this nose piece is on here solid. I like that, all one piece. I'll have to come polish up all these spots weld was showing through, but that ain't no big deal. And I tacked down this roof here because the only thing that held this on was rivets. When I was taking this trim off, the roof started peeling up, so yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this little welder. So, full disclaimer, they did send me this for free for the video. So, but I'm trying to use it and review it as if I paid the money for it. So far I like it. Super convenient, because you flip the ground clamp between these two to go from MIG to plasma. So like, I'll get done welding, I'll need to cut some stuff, I'll flip it over to plasma, and then come over here and cut with it. So I mean, it's a super useful machine. I just hope it holds up long term. Like, it works great now, but my question is in 5 or 10 years, how good's it gonna work? So yeah, as far as I know, I think they're a pretty new company. So hopefully they'll have parts availability and stuff like that if things go wrong with it. But yeah. So anyways, I guess we'll pick back up when maybe tomorrow or something. Alright, as you've seen, I got these sheet metal panels in here, so that looks a lot nicer, not all rusty. And I also welded in a piece of angle right here in the center, because something was gone and it needs something right there to hold the wood that goes across this. So got that in there, that's solid, and also stiffens up that frame too. And yeah. I think now I'm going to work on finishing taking this trim off and tacking more of this roof down around here, because they, I guess, just have it riveted and it's rotted off. Work on that, taking them lights out and just cleaning everything up. I may put new bolts in these. I have some stainless bolts, probably be better long term, maybe. I don't know. Then I still gotta cut this actual hole out. I just rough cut that so I could throw the welder through there. And I got a little more welding to do up here on this nose cone, mainly on the inside, but yeah, so let's just get to work. Alright, so today is probably the last warm day I'm going to have to paint this year. We're in November. It's in the 70s today and high 60s tomorrow. Then the weather kind of drops. So I'd say this is probably about the end for the season this year for good painting weather. So I got to get as much done as I can today, get primer on this thing so we can paint it tomorrow. And there'll probably be some stuff left undone that I'll have to grind a little paint off and fix down the road. But yeah, I do not want this thing sitting inside all winter. I want to get it sealed up with some paint. So I need to wire brush these panels here. This door, I hung it back up temporarily Need to get it cleaned. That hit the roof again, and this door. So I got the fenders, that door, then them panels are new. I got the inside kind of. It ain't gonna be perfect in here, but most of this gets covered with wood, so you'll never see it. So yeah, I need to pull those 2 marker lights off and this little piece of trim. Hit that with the wire brush. And yeah, I would just paint over top of the paint, but where there's like 10 different layers, you can see all the different colors in there. It won't last, so I'm trying to get her down to bare steel or as close to possible. Yeah, so later today, as long as it don't rain, we'll be shooting primer on it. I don't know if I'm putting a window here or not. I'm going to prime it as is. I do need to cut a hole for the vent that goes here. That may be an after the fact thing. We'll see how much I get done today. So I don't know what time it is. About 11:15. So I would like to, between 2 and 3 o'clock, be spraying primer. So I'll just see what I can get done in that time period and go from there. Take some body filler and touch up some of these welds I done through here and screw holes. Yeah, so enough talking, I'm gonna get busy. Okay, remember how I said I wanted to start spraying primer at 3 o'clock? Well, 7:10. So we're a few hours behind schedule here, but I got the fender patched up. I forgot to move the camera. Like I said, I'm in a hurry. We're kind of racing the weather here. Got them 2 panels put in the bottom of the door where that was 8 out. And got all the paint brushed off the doors. I mean, you can see this little bit of stuff, but it's fine. Got everything wiped down, ready to go. So I'm gonna start shooting some primer. Got the gun mixed up. And yeah, start with the top. And I hit the top with a brush. I ain't too concerned how it comes out. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright. Well, we successfully got this thing primed today. So it's way later than I wanted it to be, but there's primer on everything that needed primered. Like, I didn't do the roof in there because on the bottom side because it don't really matter. And I also ran out of primer. I used a whole gallon, but I done the inside of all these important panels that were 8 out and the inside of all these new ones and stuff in there. You can't see, it's dark, but yeah, I think it just, from what I can tell, it turned out pretty good. The daylight will really tell the story tomorrow, so let this thing sit out. I would like to back it inside and let it stay warm all night, but we got some little cats in there, and I'm afraid the fumes would kill them, so we'll just leave it outside. And yeah, so we'll come back tomorrow and put some paint on it. Alright, got some paint mixed up for today. The white is for the inside of the trailer, and then the outside, she wanted it this olive green. It's supposed to be like a dark green. So I got this mixed up. And this is just from Tractor Supply Magic brand. And same with the hardener and reducer. It tells you on it how to mix it. And here's the trailer. So I'm just wanting to do everything white in here. Of course, these sides, these three sides here don't really matter because they get covered up with wood. But I figure it'd be good to get paint on them anyways to get everything sealed up real good. So I'm going to do the white on the inside first. That way if I get overspray on the outside, it gets covered up with green. And if I get green overspray inside, it doesn't matter. I just don't want white on the outside of it, if that makes sense. And I went ahead this morning and I siliconed all the seams that I thought water could get in behind and rot out the metal. So I sealed all them, so it should be dry now. Paint over top of that should turn out pretty decent, I hope. So yeah. Yep. So let me get the air compressor running and we'll start. Alright, well, I'm going to end this video here on part 1 of this. There's still a ton of work left to do, but I also got a ton of work done. So I really want to get the suspension redone before I go ahead and put all the wood in here. Before I put all the flooring in, because I can reach both sides of that and it'll just be way easier. And then the floor and then wood on these sides and stuff. So, yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of prep work in here, but it didn't turn out too bad. Then out here, this thing actually looks pretty good. I didn't know if I'd like this collar, but it's what she picked out, and I really like it. So, if you're wondering why I didn't mask off the wheels, I'm going to replace all the wheels and tires. So, I wasn't concerned with overspray. Yeah, we done a bunch of sheet metal work. This seam here turned out pretty decent. I mean, you can tell it's there, but it don't look too bad. And then you can see the seam where I body filled. I went ahead and threw that door back on. Might be a little bit of a paint around there. But yeah, and once I get the little plexiglass window in, I got to cut that out. Lights, wiring, rebuild the suspension, bearings. And these axles are set up for brakes, so I'll put brakes on one of them. So there's still a ton of work left to do on this. I was just in a big rush because now it's that time of year where it is cold. It's long sleeve weather, so I got this painted just in time before it cooled off. And then I left it in the garage last night. Not the night I painted, I left it outside, but the night after I put it in there because it's supposed to rain today. So it should be cured enough where water won't hurt it. This oil-based stuff takes weeks to actually get real good and hard, so yeah, overall, not too bad. So anyways, we'll see you in the next one. And it'll probably be just a little bit on part 2 for this. I got some other stuff I want to work on. So we'll see you then.